Ready. Set.
Gamecast.
Welcome to Ready, Set, Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast about video games and Area 51. I'm Bryce, and I'm joined by the Naruto runner, Teddy Chinaris.
It is kind of cool when they run like that. You know what I mean?
And only in it for the aliens, Dexterity.
I did not read the intro, and I was gonna get really mad if you called me a Naruto runner. I was ready to freak out. But yeah, I'm only in it for the aliens. That's fine. Aliens
Why does
cool.
everybody want to bang aliens so badly?
They gotta clap them cheeks.
Why? Why is that such a thing?
Because everybody like 35 and under is a furry.
Oh,
And it's
I
slightly
don't think
less
that's
weird.
true.
It's true. And it's slightly less weird to bang someone who is bipedal, presumptively. We're all assuming that most aliens are bipedal beings. And they're more humanoid than animals are. So.
What about a kangaroo?
No.
Because they're bipedal. I'm trying to think what animals are bipedal. The kangaroo is the only one I could think of offhand.
I think monkeys are technically bipedal.
Yeah, monkeys.
Yeah.
Most kinds of monkeys and apes are.
Bryce, are you under 35?
I am.
He is also a furry.
Did you know that you're a furry?
Hey, I watched the trailer for the Cats movie, and I was like, I'm into this. So yeah, maybe.
God.
You know what? I'm actually really excited for that movie. I went and saw the new Lion King, which was really good. Go see it. And it played the trailer for the new Cats movie, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great. Sign me up for this. Taylor Swift is an orange cat, please. Let's go.
Oh my God. I went and saw Spider-Man again yesterday. It was great.
It was the only weird thing about Cats is that Jason Derulo is in it.
Jason.
That's weird. I never would have thought of him as an actor.
Hey man,
So,
you gotta spread your wings.
It's
try new
just,
things.
I hope he does a good job. I hope they didn't just put him in there because he's
That trailer is ridiculous, and I have no intention of ever seeing that.
Oh man. You know what? When we're in Seattle, just kidding, it doesn't come out till Christmas.
Darian, do you know the plot of Cats?
Not exactly, but I did read this really big long Tumblr post about how it came to be the way it is because of Andrew Lloyd Webber. And I like it.
When you're listening to the next Game Make Corp, maybe skip past the part where we make Cats the musical the game, because Becker's does reveal how that musical ends.
Spoilers.
Oh.
Did you warn spoilers?
No,
for
she said
Cats
that
the
after
musical?
the fact,
Wow.
because we were just talking about like what I didn't know what happened in the musical, and I was like, okay, how can we turn this into a game? And then she revealed like this is apparently the premise. The plot seems like it's kind of American Idol, and if you sing real good, if you're so dope,
If the cats sing so good.
yeah, then they get to go to cat heaven, but only one of them.
What the Wait,
fuck?
what? Only one
What
of them
the
gets to go to
fuck?
cat
Yes,
heaven?
apparently
That's so
Cats.
sad.
Apparently, Cats is all of the cats just trying to go to cat heaven, and
Not all cats go to heaven.
Yeah.
All dogs go to heaven, but not all cats.
only the dopest cat can go to heaven.
One cat.
That is a great idea for like an R-rated movie where like the cats start getting really fucking into it. You know what I mean? They're like, I have to win because I don't want to spend eternity in hell. And like some of them go crazy, you know, and then they just start killing each other.
That sounds so sad.
The premise is very sad.
They all seem to look like stray cats too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
Becker.
a singing battle royale.
Did you?
Insane.
Why didn't you guys like, in post insert a spoiler alert?
Yeah.
That seems like work.
Oh my God.
Hey, Aaron. I'm gonna record this on this one, but you insert this to the next Game Make Corp.
the thing that is already published.
No,
we're
it's
gonna
not.
post
No.
a spoiler alert
No, it's
in the
it's not
next
published.
episode.
No, it comes out
published.
next. Yeah, no, I'm saying that she cuts this out for this one. Darren, you do the spoiler. Let's have some crossover. Just be like, the spoiler for Cats the musical happening now.
This is Darian from Ready Set Gamecast. Spoilers for Cats the musical.
Friendly reminder. Spoiler alert. Skip ahead sometime. I don't know how long they talked about it.
Me either.
Ugh, this is
No.
awful.
Say the whole thing. This.
Oh my god.
This
I
game
can't.
idea.
What are you doing?
Okay, I'll do it. Spoiler alert, this game idea features spoilers for the Cats musical. So skip ahead until that's over. Thanks.
Yeah, I wonder why I dove off, because you don't know how long it is. You can't say, hey, skip ahead 3 minutes, because it's probably longer than that, first of all.
Bryce. Find how long it was. Tell them how long to skip. Do it.
Oh, this is so stressful. Hey, let's talk about video games. We've spent way too long talking about cats.
I'll have Aaron tell me what time code to skip ahead to.
Aaron could insert it as the editor as well.
That too. I mean, it's great. It's great for the visual deal where she could put something on screen, but for audio people,
Darren, what video games have you been playing?
You know what? We didn't even talk about Area 51 at all.
No, it just went into Cats the musical.
I think we covered what we needed to cover. I mean,
Okay.
Or did you want to talk about name one thing that you're excited to see come out of Area 51?
I want a portal gun.
Okay, Teddy.
Nothing, because no one's gonna actually raid that place. It's not
Nobody's
happening.
making it in. They're all gonna die.
Yeah, but they're also not gonna actually go. If people show up to
There are
actually
people
do
that are gonna do it, Teddy.
Oh no, I don't want to believe that. Then that just makes me sad.
I 100% think there will be at least 1,000 people who show up there. I don't know if anyone is I could see them getting up to the gate, getting up as far as the military will allow, and then that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, the military is gonna fire off warning shots into the air.
I do not think they would.
Everybody scatters.
If the military shot a gun at all, that would be so dumb. But
Yeah.
Darian, what's not dumb and also is video games?
That's well, let me just skip over half of my list here.
Why?
Because I play dumb video games.
They can be dumb.
He said it's not dumb and is a video game. All right, well, I can't say League of Legends because it's dumb. I can't say Teamfight Tactics because it's dumb. Can't say Dead by Daylight because it's dumb. I played all of those games. It was great. The arcade event's almost over. It will be over by the time this goes up. And I've finished most of the missions, not all of them though. Teamfight Tactics released a couple new patches. You're not supposed to econ anymore, which nobody fucking told me. So I played the game, played it for the econ, and then as I was about to be eliminated, my friends were like, "Oh yeah, you're not supposed to do that anymore." Like, "Oh, you couldn't tell me before I did it, so that I could maybe play the game normally?" No, okay,
what's
that's fine.
econ? What does that mean?
It's econ is just like sitting on gold and playing really like passively to try to get late game gold. You're apparently not supposed to do that anymore. I guess you're supposed to be more aggressive. I don't know. I still don't entirely understand how the game works, and I lose every time.
Yeah, I get it. I'm there with you.
I also played DBD. They released the new Freddy Krueger rework, which is super dope. A lot of people are pissed about it, but honestly, I'm excited about it because it seems like it'll be easier to play against. Because the way Freddy Krueger used to work is, unless you were asleep, you couldn't see him. You could see like the grass moving on the ground near him, but he didn't have a terror radius. You could hear his lullaby, but it's hard to distinguish how far away he is by that. So I hated that. But now if you're within his terror radius, you can see glimpses of him. He'll like basically phase in and out of existence, and you can see him before he knocks you out. And there's also a way in the game, they changed the way you can like wake up and stuff. I haven't actually played against him yet because everybody's still playing Ghostface, but I'm excited to try to play against him. I'm sure I'll rage because that's what I do in that game. I also played like 5 songs in Project Diva X because I just like going back to that game. I played probably about 12 hours worth of Tetris 99, and I don't think any of it was on stream. Damn. I think I was streaming at the time that I played it, but I played it like between matches of DBD and League and stuff on my Switch in front of me.
You didn't hook it up to your capture card?
Nope. At the time, actually, my Switch was hooked up over there, and I probably could have. Now my Switch is out in my living room, and I'm too fucking lazy to move it right now. So it'll stay out there until I want to play Breath of the Wild again.
Why are Switch docks so fucking expensive? Like, I would...
Aren't they like $80?
Yeah, they're like $80.
Not that bad.
Are you like that?
It's not that expensive for convenience.
It is
if you wanted, Darian could get another one to just have in there, ready to set up for the capture card, and then you can just take it.
I know.
Dock to dock.
I know. I would like one in each room, but I cannot justify $80 just to be able to dock it. And it's like
I would be able to justify it one more time, but not like a bunch.
I could probably do one.
That is like a third of the price of the entire package. Like when they made this Switch Lite, I was like, okay, so basically you took out the price of a dock, and that's about it. But
yeah, basically.
Yeah, I would like them to be.
The dock is $90.
Yeah.
Really? 90.
Yeah.
If it was like 40, I think I could justify that, but not where it's nearly 100. But yeah, I would love to have one in each of my rooms so I could just dock it wherever I want. I don't have to worry about unplugging anything because my girlfriend has a Switch, so we have one in 2 of her rooms, and I just have one that is like, and it's the living room because I have one hooked up in my office so that I can stream, and I got one in the bedroom so that we can play stuff in bed, but not one in the living room. But that's mostly.
There's a surprising amount of like third-party docks, which you're not supposed to get.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying there's a surprising amount of them. Like, why are there so many third-party docks when those are like known to fuck up your Switch?
Yeah, well, it's because the third-party people don't care. Because I had bought a third-party dock that I was like, cool, this was like only $20, and then weirdly, I don't know, YouTube must have known I made this purchase because I was just like looking through YouTube and I get a video recommended of like, hey, here's why you should not buy third-party docks, and it literally, the thumbnail had the third-party dock I had just bought.
The one that you bought.
Yeah, and I was like, let me see about this, and it's just like, don't do it. It will destroy your Switch. And I was like, okay, going in the garbage. Awesome.
Weird.
Because it's apparently due to the way that Nintendo did the power that the dock cannot send power the right way because it's not asking for consistent power. It's just like random amounts of power, and the Switch dock, official Switch dock, is the only one who knows how to talk to the Switch correctly and get the right power, or otherwise.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Now I'm like falling down a rabbit hole because I'm like looking at all of these third-party docks. I'm like looking at all the reviews, and everything is like works great with my Switch. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, no, see,
has it just not broken for them just yet?
Yeah, I think that's the case. Is that it'll work fine until it doesn't. It'll just one day.
Well, these people need to come back and update their reviews.
Yeah, I mean, they might just not use it that much, or have gotten lucky, or something. But
yeah,
the way I understand the way the third parties work is that they don't have, their Switch doesn't have the dock doesn't talk right, and eventually it's gonna overload it. Eventually, it's gonna ask for more power than the Switch can handle, and it's just not gonna turn on again. It sucks, but I don't know if that was like intentional, if Nintendo rigged it that way so that you'll have to buy the official ones, or what caused that choice. But anything else, Darian?
I said Tetris 99 and I said Mario Kart 8.
Hell yeah.
I still haven't
Hell
unlocked.
yeah.
I still haven't unlocked everything in Mario Kart 8.
Me either, which kind of bothers me because when I had it on the Wii U, I had played enough that I had unlocked everything. And now it bothers me to see the little question mark. But while I was playing, I played with my younger siblings and David, and we played for like 2 hours, and we unlocked like 3 things. But I was like, y'all need to collect all the goddamn coins. We need all the shit.
Yeah.
I have more than 85 hours on Mario Kart 8 on my Switch, and I don't think I have everything. I'm gonna check though. But it's my most played game on my Switch. I love Mario Kart 8.
I wonder roughly like what the average time it takes to unlock everything.
Yeah. Oh man, there were oh, that's why 2 games that I really wish I could get, or that I want to get when they're on sale or something, would be Crash Team Racing and Team Sonic Racing. Then I'd have 3 fucking kart racers on my Switch, and I love kart racers. That would be awesome. I don't know if Sonic Racing is on the Switch though. I know that CTR is.
I could see them putting
It
out
would
on
be
everything.
fitting, yeah.
But Teddy, other than the racing games, what have you played?
On the Switch. I've played a surprising amount of games in the last few weeks. Like, something I don't even have on this list was I went on a weird, like, mobile game kick where I tried, because I do this all the time. I've been doing this for years, where I try to find a mobile game that I like. It doesn't have time gating. It doesn't make you watch videos. It doesn't have ads. Like, I'm always trying to find something like that, and I never can, right? But I always get close, and I find something that's good enough. I found there was an ad on Instagram for like a game by the developers of Jetpack Joyride and Fruit Ninja, Half Brick Studios. They made like a multiplayer racing game, which is actually, the gameplay itself is actually really fun. But it had the character from Jetpack Joyride there, and that's why I was like, oh, okay, let me check this out. Because I played Jetpack Joyride on the Vita before I had a smartphone, and I sunk a ton of time into that game. So I was like, oh, let me check this out. And it's called like Booster Raiders or something like that. And it's fun. The gameplay itself is actually really fun, but it has a bunch of ads. Like, you can watch videos to like make your progress go faster, unlocking items and stuff. And like after every race, it's like, how about a second lap how about for your victory lap? Let's watch the video. And every time I'm like, no thanks. And then it did it one time and I'm like, all right, I'm done. Uninstall. I downloaded like a bunch of games from that studio because I was like, oh, I know I like their games, so let me try out some of these. And I am down to 1. I'm down to 1. I also bought Tower Rush Vengeance because I heard Tim Geddes talking about that a lot, and it's a little tower defense game, and it's a game that you buy and then you have the game. And I have like this app that gives you like Google Pay balance for like surveys.
Yeah, I've got that too.
Yeah.
I answered one question the other day and got 25 cents.
Yeah. I did it for like a year and got like $12.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, are you single? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, cool, here's some money. I'm like, dope.
Yep. So I did that over time, and I had enough to buy this $5 mobile game, and I bought it, and it's actually really fucking good. Like, Tower Rush Vengeance is awesome, and I wish it's not great for like a little like hop in and play a little bit of, because the missions are kind of long. But like, if I wanted to sit down on my couch, I could lose an afternoon to that, because it's actually like really good, like tower rush or tower defense gameplay. And
how far in are you?
Only like 3 missions.
I've played. I think there's 2 tower rushes, and
there's a bunch.
Yeah, I know I've played 2 of them, and definitely, to my knowledge, they don't have any microtransactions, but I know that, like...
This one definitely does.
Okay, because, yeah, I know that it gets hard. Like, and it's probably something that you can, figure out and stuff. There is a way to beat it. It's just, like, the difficulty certainly ramps up.
Yeah, this one definitely does, but it's, like, it's the microtransactions are for like other heroes, so like you can play through with this one hero and like he has abilities and stuff, but like you can get other ones to play around with. So it doesn't seem too bad, but like you get like the whole thing and like a whole campaign for the money that you buy it with, and there's no ads, and there's no like watch this video, or like there's no time gating or anything. You can just play it, which is awesome. And the one Half-Break Studios game, it's called Kingdom Rush. Kingdom Rush Vengeance. I was mixing tower defense and tower.
I was like, I know what game you're talking about, but I was like, I couldn't remember if that was the right name.
I knew that was wrong. But the one Half-Break Studios game that I'm left with is called Dan the Man, which is a little like actual platformer on mobile, and it's pretty fun. That one does make you watch ads, but you can buy premium, and I bought it because I still had money left in my rewards thing, and I've just been playing it, and it's been fun. So yeah, I've been doing that, and like other stuff I've been hopping into. Like I've been having a lot of fun with the Uncharted 4 multiplayer randomly. That shit's so good. And Splatoon 2 every now and then. And I'm still grinding on Rogue Legacy. That's a game I'm going to be playing forever on my Switch until I beat it and beat New Game Plus. And Destiny 2 Iron Banner was this last week, so I've actually been playing Iron Banner for once. I didn't play it last time it came around, so I've been grinding that, and I unlocked the first 2 pieces of armor going through that quest, and not really doing too much Destiny 2. I've been doing some of the stuff for the Moments of Triumph, though. So to those of you who don't know, every year Destiny does a thing called Moments of Triumph, where it's like revisiting all of the content for like the last year. It's like, here's all this stuff to do, and then if you do enough of it, you get a code that lets you like get a t-shirt that is like the year's t-shirt. And if you have that, I always like when I see somebody out in the wild with a Moments of Triumph t-shirt, I'm like, look at you, like you're not only a fan of Destiny, you played all that shit and like got all of that stuff done, because it's usually pretty difficult. I'm not even close to finishing it yet, but I have until August 27th, so I have about a month to finish all this shit.
How many of the shirts have you gotten?
All of them so far. I've gotten every single one so far, which is why I'm like, I can't not get this. Now it's like there's even more on the line.
Are you gonna wear them?
Yeah,
the packs?
I need to work on that. Most of the one from last year is awesome, and it's my favorite design of the ones that I have, but there's a hole under the shirt, like under the armpit, and I was like, damn it. Like I saw that one day and I was like, fuck, because it looks really cool. And you can also get like the side arm like engraved with a name, and I have that. I always have @TeddyChinaris. So yeah, it's really cool. And the other 2 are too old that they don't really fit me super well anymore, or like kind of faded. Because it's been a few years for those. So yeah, I've been playing that. I hopped into Overwatch with some friends for like a couple of nights, which was actually, I think, just one night. I don't know, but it was fun. I was like, man, I kind of miss Overwatch. Like I haven't played this in forever. It's a good time. And then been slowly going through that Spider-Man DLC as well. And I'm almost done with it, which I have actually been uploading onto YouTube. I don't know if I've actually talked about this because I wasn't on the last episode.
Yeah, I don't know if you have.
I've been going through all the Spider-Man DLC on stream and uploading the VODs to YouTube. So if you want to watch me play all the Spider-Man, it's youtube.com/TeddyChinaris. And I'm almost done with it. I'm like in the last DLC, and I've done most of the optional stuff. There's not too much left. So another 2 streams maybe, and I'll probably finish that, and it'll be cool. I will have actually finished something for a game instead of playing a billion things and not finishing any of them. Now I've actually played 2 of like the most recent games that are like the big things over the last couple of weeks. It's nice to feel a part of the conversation for once. I have been playing a little bit of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, which has been pretty fun. But I played a little bit of it on stream, and then the rest I've just been kind of grinding off stream. It is a very, like, this is a game that I want to play over the years of just hop in. If I'm craving some superhero action, hop in, play some Ultimate Alliance 3, and grind up some characters, go through the story, and I've been having fun with that. And then fucking Fire Emblem 3 Houses is so good. It's so good. I've only played like the first 4 hours or so, but like, oh my god, it's awesome. I got really into Heroes for a while, Fire Emblem Heroes, the mobile game, and then I also played a bit of Awakening, And I really do like grid-based like strategy games. But at a certain point in Awakening, I was liking it, but it opened up at one point. It opened up a battle that was like I zoomed all the way out and saw the whole battlefield, and immediately got a headache. I was like, oh fuck, I don't know what to do here, because I get like paralyzed with choice and all that, because the games are really hard. Like it's the strategy is difficult. But it's good for me, it's good for your brain. So I want to keep going with that, because the story is really cool, and all the little extra stuff running around the castle and all that is cool. So Fire Emblem Three Houses so far is awesome, and I want to keep playing more of it. The other day I was playing, while I was in my car waiting for Spider-Man, I was playing a little bit, and I was like, this game is so good. Like something happened, and I verbally just went, this is so good. It's great.
Which anime boy are you gonna kiss?
I'm not gonna kiss any anime boys. I'm gonna kiss an anime girl, probably, hopefully, but who knows?
Which
Only
one?
Time will tell.
You don't have one picked out?
So far it's either Dorothea, Mercedes, or those are the two main ones. And I chose the Black Eagle house. So you can choose 3 houses, and everybody in chat was trying to get me to choose a different one, but I chose the Black Eagle house. The Golden Deer seemed kind of lame, not gonna lie. And the Blue house, what is it? The Blue Lions or something like that. They seem like there were a lot of cool bros. I'm like, I can be bros with some of these dudes. It's like, but is it? Who was it in chat? Somebody was like, you're choosing either bros or bays. Like, which one do you want? And I went with Black Eagle, because they had better waifus. Wow. So it's been fun.
I started Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I think I bought it the day of release, and then I played it the next morning. I got to like the second save point, and then stopped playing, and I've not picked it back up yet. Instead, when I reach for my Switch, I have been loading up Splatoon 2, because the final Splatfest happened. Team Chaos rightfully won. Which, like, I am so curious how that's gonna work. Like, apparently Splatoon 3 is not coming. It's not in development. So what does that mean? Or we're just like, apparently there's gonna be some updates, but it kind of sounds like Nintendo put out a video of like showing off fan art and stuff involving the final Splatfest and stuff, and then literally a graphic of like, thanks for playing Splatoon 2. I was like, is it over? Are we done here? Like,
that's weird.
Yeah, it's like if they were Splatoon 3 was coming out, but it was almost like.
Also, how do we know Splatoon 3 is not in development? I thought it was rumored that it was.
I saw an article that said it wasn't. If somebody wants to confirm that for me.
It's probably not, like, officially. Like, there's no announced Splatoon 3.
I thought Nintendo was asked, and Nintendo said it's not in development.
Weird.
But yeah, it's I'm guessing that the final Splatfest will affect things in Splatoon 3 when it eventually comes, because the final Splatfest for Splatoon 1 did have effects in terms of the story. But it's kind of weird that, like, what would a Splatoon 3 even look like? Because it totally makes sense, because Splatoon 1 was on the Wii U, make a new one for the Switch. It's a new console, but unless you're putting out a new console, I don't know why we would need. You
don't have to have a new console to have a sequel, and they didn't just change. Like, they changed enough. Like, they changed things to add a sequel. Like, they added weapons and maps, and like, added what was it? The supers. Like, that wasn't in the first game.
Oh, that was okay, because they're always adding new weapons and maps. So. Over the life of 2,
it's a new entry point for people. Even if there's not a ton of stuff, you can still make a Splatoon 3 easily.
Yeah, I would,
they will. I think.
I hope so. Like, it's kind of set. Like, I enjoyed the Splatfests. It was a good, like, oh, let me hop in and fight for my team for a little bit. It's a good time.
It's incredibly popular in Japan. I would be shocked if they do not make a Splatoon 3.
But it's a fun game. I roll the roller because It's easy to use, covers a lot of territory, and fun. And plus, you don't have to get into the whole battle of like, should you be using tilt controls? Because it's just like, I'm just gonna aim for the floor. I ain't got to point at nobody. Just aim for the floor. Because there's a whole deal.
You do have to point at enemies sometimes.
Well, you'll do a splash, but that's just kind of a directional. You're not aiming towards a specific point.
Yeah, it's not as precise.
Yeah, so like tilt controls wouldn't really affect you with the roller.
Yeah.
And I have been playing a little bit of Pokemon Go. I'll load it up occasionally unless there's a big event, like community days or such. But there is a big event coming up, and
I will say, I just remembered. I hate to ruin your transition, but I'm gonna do it. I remembered.
Yay!
I was gonna say, like, there were a bunch of games that I didn't like play a ton of this week, but that I downloaded because I want to.
Section
right?
2 of what Teddy's been playing.
Yeah, section 2 of what Teddy's been playing, which is what Teddy wants to play but probably won't because he never has time, but he downloaded them, right? I downloaded League again because I was gonna play Teamfight Tactics. I was gonna try that out.
Teddy, add me on League.
I'm scared. But it's that thing. Did I ever tell you guys about how like somebody was using my League account for years, like without me, like I don't know why, but they were like, so one day I re-downloaded it because I was thinking about playing, and my name was changed. I am now Ebu06. EBU06. That is me, apparently. He bought shit. Like, he bought boosts and skins and stuff, a name change, and I don't understand why he would want to get into my account. I didn't have much other than, like, a level 30 account.
Well, and now he lost his money.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, he lost his money, because I came back and I was like, oh, no, I'm locking this motherfucker out, because I checked on the match history when this first happened, and he had played, like, a couple days ago. Like, he was still actively using the account when I got in, and he was, like, trying to change the password as well, but, he didn't have the way to get into my email. So the email kept getting like, change password. He was like trying to somehow keep it, but I don't understand why. It was so weird. So I logged back in, and he hadn't played though since I changed my password forever ago when I did lock him out. Right. And I was like, okay, we're safe. We're safe. It's been like the last time he played was like sometime in 2018. And I was like, okay, we're good.
I'd be so pissed.
I was like, what the hell, man? But also, like, kind of not, because he kind of bought me things.
Yeah, you got a bunch of free shit out of it. Fucking idiot.
Yeah. And
Make your own goddamn account. What the hell?
It was really weird. No, I was happy because it was, like, I made sure it was my account. It was my email. Like, I had some of the old summoner icons that I bought from forever ago, like a TSM icon from forever ago. Like, it was mine. So, yeah.
That's so weird.
So I downloaded that. And I don't know when I'm going to try Teamfight Tactics, but maybe. And I downloaded DC Universe Online because I am very excited. I shouldn't be. I know I shouldn't be, but I'm really excited to play it on Switch. So I like logged in and looked at my old character and my powers and stuff because I just kind of wanted to remind myself what I used. And then I uninstalled because I'm like, stop. Just wait until you can play it on the Switch because none of my shit's going to carry over. So just play it on the Switch. And I also, this is the one that everyone boos me for, I also downloaded Heroes of the Storm. Because I actually
Isn't that a dying game?
That's what everyone always says. I don't know. I think it's fine. I think it's as active as it has been in the last year or two. I don't think it's gotten any worse or anything. It's not like...
I just know they stopped the esports side of it.
They stopped the official, like... Blizzard funded like competitive stuff for it, but it's still going. I mean, when I opened it, they added in some stuff that wasn't there before. Like, there's an event going on right now. I don't fully understand how the event works yet, but there's like there's an event happening, and there's also they added. They didn't have this before. Well, I don't know how long it's been in there at this point because it's been forever since I played. But they added in how League has the primary role and primary preferred role and then the secondary.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's nice.
That's really nice. Yeah, that's an awesome feature.
Because before it was like the unranked, they have League where it's like they have it where you can do like a quick match where you can load in with like whatever character you want and you can just do like a quick match. And then they also have unranked and then ranked, and both of those are draft. And before they did have the draft pick, but they didn't have the preferred rules, and now they have that. So I was like, oh, cool. But I just like it because sometimes I miss MOBAs, and it gives me the MOBA fix in a lot shorter of a time span, right? Like the average games in Heroes of the Storm are like 15 to 20 minutes, and a long game is 30 minutes. Whereas in League, like an average game is more like 30 minutes, and a long game is like 45 minutes to an hour. So it's like, I hopped in a game just versus AI just to fuck around last night, and it lasted 10 minutes. And I was like, cool. Cool. It gives you the sense of like progressing through, but like you don't have to dedicate your life to it, which is great. Like that's mainly the whole thing. So I downloaded that. I don't know how much I will play of it, but I also hopped into Dauntless last night for like a quick little minute. Because Dauntless feels like that is a game that I should really like, but I just haven't really given it a fair shot. I do like the gameplay, but there's just a lot of like the gear stuff that I don't know how that works. So I just kind of have to learn the gear grind, and I feel like I'd really like it because I would love to like it too, because then I could have a game that I could play over on my couch on my PlayStation, on my at my desk on my computer, or when I'm on the go on the Switch, because it's coming to the Switch as well, and it's all crossplay and cross save.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, that's kind of why I want to get into it.
Teddy really liked Fortnite, so Dauntless seems perfect for him.
What do they have to do with? What do either of them have to do with each other?
I played it for like 5 minutes. I was like, this is Fortnite Monster Hunter.
Thanks.
I guess with the art style?
Yeah, it very much looks Fortnite-ish, and it's definitely like, you know, multiplayer. I mean, Monster Hunter had multiplayer. I don't know. I had a feeling like this is.
Well, I mean, they have a Hunter Pass now.
Yeah,
which is just like the Battle Pass.
And then obviously it's made by Epic, so.
Well, it's not. It's on the Epic launcher. It's not made by Epic. Dauntless is not an Epic developed game. No.
Dauntless is made by...
You use it's Epic published.
Yeah, it's developed by Phoenix Labs.
Yeah, Phoenix Labs.
I don't know who they are.
It's a studio that they formed for this game. I've been following... See, that's the thing, man. I've been following this game since the trailer at the Game Awards. Like, it's like a little cinematic trailer, and I was like, yo, that sounds awesome. Like, I'm fucking into that. All we knew of it was that it's a Monster Hunter, like, gear grindy, free-to-play, PC, co-op thing. And I was like, dope. That sounds like a thing that I like. I'm down for it. And I've been like following it, and I played it in alpha and was interested, but I was like, I'll just wait until it fully launches, because then it'll be fully optimized. It'll have a bunch of content. Like, I'm down. And then when it fully launched, I just haven't really had the time to dedicate a lot of time to give it a shot. But I've been following it for a while. So it's, and I know I have a couple of friends that really like it. So once I learn how like the getting better armor and like all of that works, then I feel like it'll be a fun grind. But we'll see.
You know what'll make your grind harder? Joy-Con drift. Nintendo.
That's true.
Actually. Yeah, okay.
If that does happen, then yeah.
You ruined my first transition, so here's a bad one.
That was good.
So, Nintendo is finally addressing the concerns of Joy-Con drift. If you are unaware, Joy-Con drift is when a game records movement on one of the controller's analog sticks, even when they're sitting stationary. Which I've had, I don't know if I've had with the Switch. I've had that with like a janky PS4 controller before, where it's like, it shouldn't be... Yeah, like I'd be like moving even though it was sitting still, and it's like I don't know what's happening. It was like probably like the internals got gunked up because it had been like sitting for a long time. But yeah, so apparently this is a widespread issue, so much that a class action lawsuit has been filed against Nintendo due to this issue. And after that, Nintendo finally came out and were like, we're aware of this issue. We will fix anybody's Joy-Cons who are having this issue.
The thing is that they did not come out and say this. This is like a memo obtained and reported on. It's like an internal memo for the people of like of Nintendo support, of like, if somebody calls in for their Joy-Con, like, you have to fix it, and you have to, like, if they ask for a refund, you refund it. Like, but they didn't come out and be like, hey everybody, if you got Joy-Con drift, send it our way. This is just like more of a, like, which is weird. I feel like they should, but they also don't want to, because then they lose a bunch of money. It's also kind of bad press, but you know. But if you do have it, then you can send it.
They're not gonna slap it on the label of like, if it's broke, just call us. But I mean, just due to the fact that that internal memo was leaked, the information does seem widespread, and people do know that like Nintendo will fix and refund it, which is good. You know, people are having this issue that will very much affect your gameplay and your enjoyment. So, and it's due to faulty hardware. So Nintendo. Right.
I totally had this for a while. Like, I don't know why, but it went away. Like, I haven't, my Joy-Con hasn't done this for a bit, but this definitely was a thing that happened on my right Joy-Con for a while. Like, the analog stick would just go to the right, and it was weird.
Well,
glad it fixed itself, but if it didn't, then if it happens again, which is very possible, then I can send it in.
You know who might, you know who probably caused the Joy-Con drift? Team Rocket, and they're coming to wreck shit in Pokemon Go.
Why did they cause it?
Because they're criminals.
They did.
They're criminals.
That's not the kind of criminals they are. They just want your Pokemon. They don't care how your Switch works or does not work.
Maybe they do. Maybe this is a new hobby for them.
There.
No, they're on Let's Go. They're
definitely in Let's Go.
Yeah, so They get in there, they get on the Switch, and they wreck up your Joy-Cons.
So if you never ever had Let's Go and you still have Joy-Con drift, what's the explanation there?
Because what
happened?
They showed up at your house and they attacked it.
Shit, in like the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Are they like burglars? Damn.
I mean, yes, they are burglars. That's literally their thing.
That's true.
Fake news.
And they, in Pokemon Red and Blue, they were trying to take over that one company. So they don't just steal Pokemon. They like basically took over the entire town, and to take over the company. And then once
Sylph, right?
Yeah, and then once you kick them out of the Sylph, they kind of leave the city entirely. But
then they disappear altogether. The code is erased from the game. You did it.
Yeah, and now they've been released into a new game.
All right, so now in Pokemon Go, Team Rocket's finally coming on the scene. They invaded New York City.
Yeah, and for them invading New York City, they like took over every Pokestop in a certain area. And to be clear, that's what they do. You'll go to a Pokestop, and a Team Rocket member will be there. Like, you'll swipe it, and then they'll be like, I'm here, fuck you.
They just pop up like that. I'm here, fuck you.
Kind of.
And you're like, whoa, language.
Oh my so by the time this comes out, this event will have already happened because it's happening today. 4 to 5 local time. Team Rocket's taking over every Pokestop.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get done with this so we can go battle them. I'll battle them. I don't know if Darian's planning to do it too.
So keep interrupting me so that we can miss all of it, because that's all you've done so far. Like, I thought this was my story, Bryce.
Damn.
I just want to give people the full picture of what it all means and what it
and
could...
how do you know that I'm not gonna do that?
Okay, you do it.
Just keep cutting me off. No, it's fine. Team Rocket's coming to the game, and they're at Pokestops. That's all you get from me. Fuck you.
I'll go stand in the corner. If you miss anything, I'll say it at the end.
No, I'm done.
No, he's going. He's in the corner. He's going behind his green screen / into a cyberpunk looking city. He's chilling.
I don't even know what else he wants me to say.
Well, you covered the story. You're good.
Yeah, the whole
I'm pretty
story.
sure that's the story.
It's just all
That's
been
the story.
said.
Team Rocket. They're in Pokemon
Okay,
Team
so
Rocket's coming.
They're there.
They had a lead up to this.
Popping up.
The Pokemon Go YouTube channel was streaming for like 24 hours with a countdown and then eventually at 11 p.m. It was counting down to 11 p.m. Central Time, and then weirdly I was in the YouTube video. It went black after a certain time. I don't know when the timer went away, but the people who were there right away knew when it was counting down to. And then nothing happened on the YouTube video, which was so dumb. And then I saw people in the YouTube chat going like, check Twitter, check Pokemon Go. Like they posted everywhere else but the YouTube video. It was like, we're here. Like, show us something here. Like, I don't care if it's a text scroll. Do something. I did see them try and post something in the YouTube chat, and it was like, the chat's going too fast. You can't do a whole thing here. But it was basically them just kind of doing a deal like, hey, Team Rocket is here now, and they seem to be kind of a computer antagonist to the game, because right now all we've had is like, battle other trainers, take over the gyms together. There was no, like, thing to fight against that wasn't other players. And now whenever you go to a Pokestop, some of them might be darker color blue to indicate that there's a Team Rocket member there. And then when you swipe it, they will say like, hey, I'm stealing all the stuff. And then you can battle them to get... If you can defeat them, they will abandon their shadow Pokemon, and then you can try and catch it. Right now, it's based on how many Pokemon you have left, and certain other modifiers. Right now, those battles are hard as heck. I have barely survived many of them, or straight up lost. And then catching the shadow Pokemon can also be very tricky due to the fact of like, you get 1 ball per surviving Pokemon, and then I think you just get 2 in general. So I'll end up only having 4 balls, and those shadow Pokemon will be moving so quick and so hard to catch. Mm-hmm. But I will say that I got a Shadow Bulbasaur that ended up having perfect IVs after I purified it. Yeah, there is, once you get a shadow Pokemon, you can spend some Stardust and candy to purify them, and that'll increase their stats and make it better. And they'll have a shiny glow to them. I will say they were showed a silhouette of Giovanni leading up to all this, and people are like, Giovanni's going to be in it, and I don't know if we're going to see a big bad. That would be very cool. I would love for this to introduce a storyline to Pokemon Go. Have like actual, hey, the people have to work together to defeat Team Rocket, and something more than just catch the Pokemon, fight other players, stuff. Like Niantic's other game, Ingress, has a really cool storyline. I mean, they released an anime, and there's some really cool stuff going on with that, and I'd love for this to be the start of an actual storyline in Pokemon Go. But we will see. Like we said, this is being recorded just before the event starts, and next time we'll see if Giovanni actually showed up, or if this becomes anything more. But a game that continues to become something more has become more character-based due to a new Overwatch character.
It's become more character-based?
Yep, there's now more of them, so It's more characters.
Sure. I mean, Overwatch has always been pretty character-based, but Overwatch has a new character in the PTR right now called Sigma, or maybe I'm fucking saying that wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's Sigma.
I have not actually watched the short little cinematic that they put out for it, but I did play him a little bit. I checked out his kit and stuff. So he's a tank, right? So he has this is also very important, kind of, if we're talking about the world of Overwatch right now. This is significantly more important than a new character. So in the PTR, there's also a role queue, which people have been asking for a long time. Now in the PTR, they're testing it out. You can launching into quick play, launching into competitive. You queue as a tank, you queue as a healer, or as a DPS. and there is 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 DPS on each team, and it's like League where you fill in the roles, right? So that's what people have been wanting for a long time, but we played it for a little bit, and I have a bunch of friends who play Overwatch a lot more than me, and we sat down, and for some weird reason, I don't know why, but we started getting into, for like 2 hours, we just sat there talking about like the meaning and what this does to the Overwatch competitive scene and what this does to the meta and how it forces people to play in a non-creative way, but like they weren't really a big fan of it, but I kind of like it. But so yeah, 222 is really huge. That's a big thing for Overwatch, but also Sigma, new character. So he's a tank, which is good because there are a billion DPS characters and not as many healers and tanks. I'm gonna read off of his kit right here. I played him, and I'll tell you what I think is cool and what I wish that they would improve. But so his left click, or if you're on console, R2 or right trigger, hyperspheres. Sigma launches 2 gravitic? Sure, gravitic charges, which implode after a short duration, dealing significant damage in an area. So yeah, he shoots like two bombs and they explode after going a certain distance. And they bounce off of everything. Like they reflect. So you can do some crazy ass bouncing. So his experimental barrier, Sigma propels a floating barrier to a location of his choosing. He can recall the barrier at any time. So I can't remember what button this is, but you have to hold the button and then let go of it again to, like, you press the button and hold it down and the shield will start going out, and then when you let go, it stays where it is. And that's cool. I really like the idea for the shield. It's easy to pop up in certain places if you can just, like, throw it over there. It's kind of like Orisa in a way, but it can go further. But I don't like that you have to hold the button. That's really weird. I wish you could just tap it. It starts going, and then tap it again to place it, to lock it in place. Because if you're going a long distance, just like holding as it goes is kind of weird. And then kinetic grasp. Sigma stops incoming projectiles in midair, converting them into shields. So it's like a thing that you press it, and he does like a kind of a block. And then he just like absorbs projectiles. And then, accretion. Sigma gathers a massive debris and flings it at an enemy to knock them down. Yeah, so this is just like, it's kind of a shorter cooldown. He just tosses some rocks at people and they get thrown down. And then the ultimate, gravitic flux, I guess. Sigma manipulates gravity to lift nearby enemies into the air and slam them back down. I haven't really played with him a lot in quick play or anything, so I don't really know how powerful the ult is just yet, or him. I don't know how powerful he is just yet. But his kit is very interesting, definitely unique, and I will be excited to see if he can like be relevant. So yeah.
Also, he doesn't wear shoes.
Yep, that's a big thing too. It's a big thing on the internet for some weird reason.
And he's mentally ill.
It's weird.
Supposedly.
He's crazy.
He doesn't wear shoes because he's a mentally ill white dude.
Everybody, there was a whole article going around. Apparently there was some quote from like a developer of the game saying that they gave him no shoes because what did he say? It was literally like, because in some mental asylums, like they can't, people don't wear shoes. So like I don't know. It's a weird quote. It's bad reasoning.
Yeah, that's not true.
I mean, he should have just been like, because we liked how it looked on the character.
Yeah, because he looks weird and he is weird, so it seemed right.
That's fair. But yeah.
But he also has big armor, like they give in mental asylums.
Yeah, just like that. I remember, I was there.
Okay, last news story. The Hand of Fate studio Defiant Development ends work on new games. These are the developers of Hand of Fate 1 and 2. And they have come out with a statement saying that they will no longer be working on new games. They said they are ceasing development of new titles, saying that its approach to making games, which sustained a 9-year run, hasn't been adaptable to the fast and ever-changing industry. They went on to say that basically, they're an Australian developer and they are proud of what they've been able to do. A studio model in Australia that would thrive without being dependent on international ownership. We set out without knowing where the journey will take us, and we do so knowing that the unknown is not always safe. That is a risky way to make games, and we knew that. I will throw in my sense that I've played fully Hand of Fate 1, and I played a decent amount of Hand of Fate 2. That game is hard but really cool. And honestly, you should check out both of those games. They're really cool, but as a streamer, it has Twitch integration, and they're just really fun because they like have that like randomness of it's got a deck builder a component, and then like the guy will lay out the cards, and you'll go on to them, and it'll be like, okay, you're fighting 5 orcs now, and then you drop into this like action deal, and you have to physically dodge attacks and stuff. It had a lot of cool components going on that made it really cool. And when I saw that they're stopping making development, I'm very sad because those are awesome games. He also dropped a little link to a game that they were working on before and obviously aren't anymore because they have said they're stopped. He did say that like they're going to continue being caretakers of the games that are already out, which is nice because when they said that, I was like, is everything broken now? Like, am I not going to be able to use Twitch integration for Hand of Fate 2 anymore? But they're not going the way of Telltale, where they're just like, well, we're gone. Everything you can't buy our games anymore. Fuck you. But
that's also that definitely wasn't up to the people who worked at Telltale.
Yeah, I mean the way Telltale closed was so weird. It was just like our existence is being wiped from the map. But yeah. It's sad that that's happening, and like part of me wonders like, hey, maybe if enough people buy Hand of Fate, are they going to be like, oh, maybe we can still they can continue working, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Like if that was an option, they probably would have just kept trying to power through, but yeah. It sucks and will lead us into the topic of the show. But first, I want to thank our Patreon producers. Hey, Aaron C. and Dragons Lucas, if you're out there, if you're listening to this right now, I just want to take a moment and say, you are awesome. You come and go to patreon.com/lastgeek and help make this show possible, both in your financial support and the love that you share with this podcast. They come and they say, you know what? This podcast is good. I'm gonna give $5 a month and let them know that their work is worth it, and It means a lot.
Oh, how sweet. I definitely can confirm that Aaron C. most likely definitely is watching this because she's the editor of the show. So she will watch this for sure.
I think she just like auto corrects it or something. She just puts it in Premiere and I'm like, Premiere, figure it out. You do it. Good.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a Patreon producer and help us make more of this content, you can go to patreon.com/lastgeek and select the deal. Plus, I just remembered that this is going to be our first Patreon month episode. So I need to run down the whole thing. We are looking for 10 new and upgrading patrons. That means if you are not currently a patron and you can help us with $1 a month, that's all we're asking. You will receive bonus content, including the yearly bonus episode of Race at Gamecast. We have one from last year where we talk about things. I think we talked about where we want to be in 5 years. And we talked about what things we had been watching. I don't know. It was a year ago. I'm sure it's got some great content and stuff. And there'll be a new one out. And we'll also have Let's Plays coming out starting in August. Patreon supporters at the $1 level and above will get access to them a month early. So you'll be able to check out the Move or Die Let's Play. And next month, if you're not supporting it, you'll get it then. But if you want to see that great content early, all it takes is $1. I'm trying to think if there's anything else new. Probably, but can't think of it right now. But we still have the tiers of you get a shout out on Race at Gamecast or Game at Corp for $5. For $8, you get a shout out on both. For $20, we will send you an email each and every month and just be like, you can be like, hey, tell me what you think is cool about me, and I'll do it. I'll put it in an email every month, and it'll be great. Or for $30, I'll send you a physical mail, and it'll be great. And Darian's going to talk about what cool things she would write in the physical mail while I go grab a thing that I'll send you. I want to show people a cool thing that I will send to you if you do the $30 tier.
Darren,
Okay.
what would you tell people?
I mean, it's subjective though. If I know the person, I can write a more like heartfelt and really personal message. But if I don't know you at all, it's gonna be something generic like, "Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Hope you like my bullshit.
I'm sure you're a cool dude.
Thanks.
I don't really
thanks
know,
for the money.
but like maybe."
I will send you a magnet of the Race at Gamecast poster.
How many words does
That's
this letter
actually
have
really
to be,
cool.
Bryce?
I don't know.
Does this have to be handwritten or typed? Do they have to be able to read it? Because if that's the case, I need to type it.
They do have to be able to read it. I think that is a requirement.
Your girl's gonna type y'all a really long message, 500 words.
And it'll be an
I'll
essay.
tell you an anecdote about whatever video game I played last, and thank you.
Yeah.
your
So there's
monies.
a lot of great stuff.
And then I'll sign it with my real handwriting. I will give you an autograph.
Like, with my real blood. I don't know why, but that's where
Blood magic.
When you said sign it, my brain immediately went to like in my blood. I don't know why. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you want it though, that'll cost extra. Ain't no witches getting my blood for a cheap price.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know what y'all do.
But we will be going on 3 years. And if you have been listening to this podcast from episode 1, maybe consider throwing us $1. Like we have given you
$3
or $2. And honestly,
69.
yeah, any amount of money.
Sorry.
We have provided 3 years of free content. Maybe $1 would be nice. But thank you for everyone who has supported us and everyone who will support us. We'll be talking about this more in the rest of the month, and we'll also have a stream coming up. God, I have to schedule that. This is going to be it might be moved to September. Or it might be, do it in Seattle. We'll figure it out. But stay tuned for that. This brings us to the topic of the show. And this has to do with Hand of Fate developer and a lot of middle ground developers. And the question is it becoming harder for a middle ground game to succeed? And specifically, not the games, but really the development team. Do you need to be either a one-man team or a team capable of putting out 9.5 out of 10 games to stay afloat? Because, I mean, we're seeing a lot of those kind of middle studios having to shut down because they can't, compete. They have to pay for a team, but not, and without putting out masterpieces, they seem to be closing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's harder than ever or anything. I think games are, as a whole, more successful than ever, and there are more ways for games to get out there than they ever have been.
But I would argue that it maybe costs more to make games because...
Well, yeah, that's always going to go up.
I mean, it's probably, like, easier for more people to make games, but, like...
Absolutely. Tools are out there and accessible. There are free tools to make games.
Yeah, but if you're talking about something that's actually going to succeed on a wide scale that would acknowledge a team, that's a lot of assets, a lot of like graphics. Like we're getting into 4K now. Making 4K assets is expensive.
Yeah.
And obviously you could go the like, oh, we're going to make a pixel game, but then you're going to be one of a million, of those aesthetic and competing.
Here's my thing with this. I have a lot to say on this. Here's my thing with at least the developers, right? I can't really speak to if it is easier or harder for a development team of like, AA kind of games, right? If that is harder for them, because I can't think like off the top of our heads, what are studios that have closed that we would consider like that, right? I would throw out Runic Games. They made Torchlight and Torchlight 2.
Yeah.
Which Torchlight Frontiers is coming out with a lot of the same developers from Runic, but they got hired onto another team. What was the Xbox studio? Lionhead?
Who was
Liongate? Lionhead.
Lion King?
Aslan from the Chronicles of Narnia?
Who was the guy who made that?
It was Lionhead Studios.
Who was the one who made that shooter that did not last very long before they closed? It allowed you to... Was it Bosky? I think you might be right.
What shooter?
That made the battle royale, the bad battle royale.
Well, I know they made that, but I'm actually thinking of the shooter before that, the one where you were.
The one that Alex Van Aken loves.
Lawbreakers. Yeah. Lawbreakers. I would say falls into that category where like they didn't blow anyone away, but I would argue that the games weren't bad.
Yeah, no. I actually enjoyed Lawbreakers. I didn't play it a ton or like when it first released, but I played it later, and the gameplay itself is actually really fun. But I think as a whole, it's weird to qualify like harder to succeed because like or if more of those teams are failing, because I feel like there just are more of those teams.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? But like it's definitely a lot harder. The main point from all of this that I want to say is that it is absolutely much harder for games that aren't 10 out of 10s or that aren't surprises to get an audience and to get noticed and to get success, because there are so many fucking video games.
Yeah. I think we'll see this a lot when like reviewers are where a game will come out and reviewers almost have to justify anything less than a 9 of like what how could you give this an 8.5 and people would be like it's fun, and I think it's because that there's so many games and so many masterpieces out that if you're not a 9 it'd be like not worth my time.
Greg always says that. Greg says that a lot. He's like, I don't have time to wait. There are too many like 9s and 10s to spend time on 7s nowadays.
Yeah.
Which is sad because there are a lot of 7s that I used to love, right? Like there are a lot of games that are 7s or 8s that are like, or even 6s that aren't like great games, but that I really enjoyed, right? But I don't really spend a lot of time on games like that anymore because there are games like God of War that I would love to platinum, but like, there are games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild that people consider some of the one of the best games ever made, right? And I have not beaten it, right? So it's like I'm not gonna go back to unless I am really like craving a guilty pleasure such as DC Universe Online, which I know I should be spending my time on a better game, but like I'm really craving that. Unless I'm really craving a specific kind of thing. If I'm just wanting to play a game and I look at all of the games that I own and that are on my backlog, I'm gonna go through and play the ones that are like really well reviewed and that everyone that like I've been hearing for ages to play Nier Automata, right? Like I've been hearing forever to play that game, and I own it. So like if I'm gonna play after the Spider-Man DLC, I'm gonna go through some of the games that I own that are on my backlog and that are like really good, and I'm gonna sort it by like really good and how short they are. Like that's gonna be my barometer as to like which ones I'm gonna play.
Yeah, I think a lot of just due to the amount of games and the amount of really, really good games, there is a lot of money in games, but I feel like when people are spending money, they're more likely to go for the AAA games, or like, you know, Stardew Valley can exist because it's made by one guy.
Yeah.
One guy, like, it doesn't take a lot to pay that one guy.
Sure, but that is a rarity, right?
Yeah.
There are very, very few, even indie successes that are like a one-person team, and if they are, usually the story behind it is like, whoa, this is crazy, the amount of success that this person got, because it's only a one-person team, and like that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, like, and obviously, like, once you kind of hit that success, you grow. Like, Minecraft was one person, and then it's certain point, it's like a huge thing now. But
shout out to Minecraft. Actually, been playing that as well. Minecraft Monday. I didn't even mention this. Minecraft Monday is back on my channel. That's exciting. Anyways.
But I just, I think some games can get very overlooked just due to, you know, that middle ground seems to be harder to exist in, and maybe it's just because there's so many games that it's hard to get noticed. So I think it'd be cool if we could all just shout out one game that kind of is a AA, kind of something that people might not think of or get overlooked. And I'm gonna once again go Hand of Fate 2. It is a unique game that you're not gonna really see, and it takes so many cool genres. It is every encounter is tense because you're going like, do I have enough hit points? Can I survive this battle with skill alone? And they took everything from Hand of Fate 1 and amped it up and made it so great. And support this developer and support this great game. And yeah, check it out. Teddy, what do you?
Okay. Earlier this week, I posted something in a group chat, and it was something about DC Universe, and my friend Andrew was like, name a better duo than Teddy and Dying Community. Oh no, he said name a better duo than Teddy and Dying MMO Communities. And I was like, I really want to tweet that, because you're not wrong. A lot of the MMOs I end up really loving. I mean, well, not even a lot. Just DCUO and WildStar, but fucking WildStar mainly. Rest in peace.
And Club Penguin.
I would have shouted out WildStar, because that genuinely was my favorite MMO. But now, I don't know. I'm trying to think of some. But definitely, like, play DC Universe with me when it comes out on Switch, everybody, because I need players. But legit, like, I'm looking into why, like, I've legit been doing research as to why that game isn't super popular now, and there are definitely reasons that make a lot of sense, but there are other reasons that I need more education on. Like, there are a lot of, like, dedicated players that have played for years that say that the developers, like, don't care anymore, and they're super greedy, and everything they do is for microtransactions, and, like, the content is, like, trying to get as much money out of people as possible. But, like, whenever I look at the thing, though, they release like 3, they call them episodes, but like their version of DLC and expansions and stuff. They do 3 episodes a year, and they're all like story content and like new zones, and like I don't know. I don't fully understand why some people seem to think that it's like super greedy. There's probably something that I'm missing, like deep in that end game. But like DC Universe is genuinely a very fun MMO. The combat is unlike a lot of combat that you've really seen in other MMOs. The closest is maybe Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls Online, which is also a great MMO and people should play more as well. ESO is, but I don't need to tell people as much about that, because that's actually pretty populated. But yeah, DCUO is fun. When it comes out on Switch, play that. The action combat's really cool. And if you love superheroes, it's a good time for sure. But other than that, I don't know. Rogue Legacy is great. I love Rogue Legacy. That's one of my favorite like indie games probably ever. And I don't know. That's about the. I'm not necessarily thinking AA. I'm just thinking games that I genuinely think are good, but not enough people play. Like Halo 5 multiplayer arena is great. I love it.
The Microsoft is going to shut down any minute now.
At any moment. They're really struggling over there.
Darian, do you have a game that might deserve a shout out?
Darian plays like one of the most populated games in the world.
Yeah, I don't.
League of Legends is not really struggling over there.
That or Dead by Daylight, nobody plays.
Actually, I just went through like my whole Steam library. I just like clicked through all of them, and like Just Survive was a game that I played a lot of.
Yeah.
And they closed that out, and that sucked because they tried to go into the Battle Royale scene, and then they just let their original game die instead.
Oh, yeah, the H1... Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
H1Z1 Just Survive, like the survival mode.
Yeah, they dropped the H1Z1, though.
I wonder if...
which is also dumb.
I wonder if the Fortnite single player will ever come out. Or not the Save the World.
They still are, like, working on it, though. Like, there are still updates and stuff.
I heard that it they maybe slowed progress on it due to them focusing on the main thing, but it's definitely it's crazy that like that was supposed to be the game that Fortnite was. And I remember people who played it in early access, well technically it's still in early access, but when it first came out going like, "Oh, this is cool." And I was like, "Oh, it sounds cool. I'll wait for it to come out for free like they said it will." And it's still... Speaking
of, Fortnite fucking video game news, Fortnite World Cup has been happening recently, and the second place player plays on a controller. That was an article I saw going around recently, and I was like, yo, that's really cool.
Nice.
Fucking second place winner in all of that was a controller player. I'm like, that's cool.
That's wild.
Okay, well, that is the topic of the show. This brings us to the questions and comments. Darian, do you want to say the spiel?
Do you want to be a part of the show? Yes, you do. So you should go to readysetgamecast.com/submit to submit your favorite question, comment, or your favorite dish to get at Chinese restaurants for us to read at the show. Mine's beef and broccoli with vegetables.
Sesame chicken,
I hate Chinese food.
Wow.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Bryce doesn't like fucking anything. If he can't get a burger or chicken strips somewhere, he doesn't want to go there.
I like the fortune cookies.
He's so fucking picky.
Why do you hate me today? I show you nothing but love.
I wanted to go get sushi, and Erin was in on it, and she was like, but wait, no, Bryce doesn't like anything. When we recently hung out in real life, because we're real life friends.
Yeah, speaking of which I'll cover in housekeeping a little bit, but there's a vlog of us hanging out on the YouTube. This brings us...
I watched that whole thing.
Was it great? Was it great content?
It was great.
Did you
love
it?
Best content on YouTube. Best video on YouTube.
You didn't like and comment like I said at the end because I
meant to like it. Did I not like it?
I guess there's 4 likes and it's hard to know who liked it. So
I liked it.
So that's 2 of those are me because I liked it on my personal account and the Last Geek account to inflate the numbers to a large number of 4.
Just admit your crimes, you fucking criminal.
Criminal.
Okay, this brings us to housekeeping. Go to lastgeek.com for links to the podcast on all your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher, as well as the video version on youtube.com/lastgeek. If you like the show, please subscribe, rate, and review it on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us grow and become more powerful. I don't know why there's extra. Hey, go to iTunes and review it. Also, I actually read recently that the iTunes reviews don't help that much. What really helps is telling your friends to listen. Like
word of mouth.
They used to help a ton.
No, apparently the downloads number is the most thing that will rise you in the charts.
So download it on every single one of your devices. On your computer, on your phone, on your tablet,
Best Buy,
on your Apple Watch.
All of the computers there.
Go to Best Buy, download them on all their iPads.
Yeah, shit. Subscribe to us on every device you get a hold of. Like go to a bar and be like, oh, can I put my number in your phone?
Number in your phone.
And then just download a podcast app and download. Like I don't know
what podcast app.
Oh yeah,
I hate going through other people's phones because like the way that my phone is set up is probably stressful to other people, but swiping through other people's shit to find what I need is just as stressful. Like your phone is like customized to whatever you like. So like it's in the order that you've picked for the most part for most people. Like even like trying to just send a text on David's phone, like all of his apps are on like 6 different pages. And I can't handle it. All my shit is on one screen in different folders. That's a weird tangent to go off on.
Yeah. Okay, this other Last Geek stuff you should check out. I was gonna be like, weird tangent. That brings us to other stuff. I don't know. There's the real tangent. New Game Make Corp episode is out. It was the one
about cats, the musical.
Nope,
just kidding. That's
the next one. That's the next one.
Hold on, I haven't listened to this week's yet. Historical Beatdown.
Oh yeah, Historical Beatdown. It's the one that has Hitler in it, and then because that one had Hitler.
Oh yeah, that video was great to watch.
I put a clip up from that video of Becker's like going, please, can I put Hitler in it?
Oh my god.
And then I figured because Hitler's in that one, next week's Game Make Corp will also have a Hitler game in it. We're just
opening the Hitler floodgates.
Once Hitler's there,
there's a real market for Hitler in video games.
Oh my god. Wolfenstein Youngblood is a game that came out this last week, by the way, that none of us played, but I want to.
Oh
so
yeah,
maybe
Bryce wanted me to play that with him.
Yeah. Also, well, to the Thor director, I keep trying to say his name.
Taika Waititi.
That guy, he's coming out with a movie that has him playing Hitler, and Hitler is the imaginary friend of a young boy. And I was like, well, if he can do Hitler, then I want to do Hitler in my thing. Okay, so new Game Make Corp episode. Last Geek has a merch store. Go to lastgeek.com/merch to check out the stickers, t-shirts, and even leggings of your favorite Last Geek products like this podcast.
If you're not watching the video, you should be. Darian is wearing the shirt.
Yep, she is wearing the shirt. She's showing.
And it looks great on black.
I'm literally... It is a cartoon version of me wielding an icebreaker. I need it in my life.
Yeah, and I've got fish bones. I am Jinx. Will someone build me a fish bones for PAX?
Hey, someone build me this intricate weapon, please.
It's actually
thank
not
you.
that intricate.
Cool.
It's a tube with a shark face.
Then build it yourself.
I'm not good at it.
Yes, and we also did a vlog. I went to visit Darian, and we vlogged it. We went to a cool barcade, and Darian won a game of Pac-Man Battle Royale. And we saw some movies, and we went to a zoo, and it was a great time. And we are planning to do some more vlogs, both at 2DCon and PAX West. So if you like that content, leave a comment. It'd be like, I like vlogs. Please make more.
I like this content. If you like that content, leave a comment that says, I like this content.
please do those things. But until more content comes out, Darian, where can people find you?
Twitch.tv/dexterity, DEXTERIDEE. I stream League of Legends, Dead by Daylight, and other assorted games like Miku Hatsune, Project Diva X every once in a while, and Breath of the Wild. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram, same name. I don't post there very often, though.
Teddy Chinaris.
You can find me on twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris and twitter.com/Teddy Chinaris. Same on Instagram, patreon.com/Teddy Chinaris, and all sorts of stuff. I have been playing recently on stream. I've been going through the Spider-Man DLC, which I'm almost done with. You can also catch that on youtube.com/Teddy Chinaris. And I'm almost done with that, and then we'll be starting another game that'll be like a single player stream game. And then I've also been playing some Destiny 2. Follow that. I'll be live. Hold on, let's see. It's August. Let me check to be sure. August 9th, 10th, and 11th. Those are the dates. Every night from 7 to 11 p.m. Central, you should come to twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris because I will be streaming Soma, which is a horror game that I am terrified to play.
Ooh, and I won't be home for that weekend, so my channel will be hosting it.
Yay,
Hopefully.
there we go. Yeah, I hate horror games, and I promised somebody that I would play it, and I'm scared.
You can find me on Twitter at Last Geek, Twitch Last Geek Plays, Instagram Last Geek Plays, Facebook Last Geek. Also, there's an event that was posted there because I'm going to be at 2DCon. I'm doing a panel. If you live in the Minneapolis area, you should come. It's gonna be dope. Like, it says that 10 people have clicked that they're interested, so maybe 3 of them will show up. It'll be dope.
Hey! Now you're really working, you know? Now you're going.
Yeah, I would hope at least 3 people show up because my girlfriend should be one of them, and Darian's a solid maybe.
There you go.
Solid maybe.
Yeah.
And that's all you're gonna get.
You're getting there.
It's a close competition for 2DCon or going and getting mindlessly drunk on Saturday at a beer event. Probably 2DCon though, because I don't like getting drunk that much.
There will for sure be room parties at 2DCon where there are booze available. At least with my experience at the last 2 2DCons, where they'll have like themed rooms where like this is the Mario Party room, and then they'll be like here's some like trash can punch. It's like cool. Last few times I've gone, I've been not staying at the hotel, so it's like I can't really drink. But this time I'm staying at the hotel, so I'll get wasted. That's it. I think that's all the places you can follow me. YouTube.com/lastgeek. There'll be a lot of cool content. Let's Plays coming up. The podcast and vlogs. If you're not subscribed right now, you should definitely check it out. That's it. Thank you, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Which next show I think is the last one before PAX.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think I'll be on it.
Aw. You will not see Darian again for like a month.
Like a month, yeah.
We have a special surprise coming up. Some people know about it, some people don't. Yeah, for the show that will come out the first day of PAX. Catch you later, and bye.
Bye.